Madam President, I'm pleased to present the Military Construction, Veterans Affairs, and Related Agencies Appropriations Bill for Fiscal Year 2019. This is a bipartisan bill that funds the critical infrastructure for our nation's service members and their families and takes care of America's 20 million veterans. As in the past, this subcommittee crafted the bill in a truly open and bipartisan and collegial way. The subcommittee took into account the requests and preferences of all members on both sides of the aisle and balanced it with the administration's budget submission. Within this framework, we have created a thoughtful and a responsible path forward for both departments and our related agencies. A lot of time and energy has gone into putting this legislation together, and I would like to thank Senator Schatz and his staff for working so hard to address the needs of our service members and veterans. The bill provides $97.1 billion in discretionary spending, which is $5.1 billion over last year's level. Within that, the Department of Veterans Affairs has provided a new record level of resources at $86.4 billion in discretionary funding, which is $5 billion over last year's level and $1.1 billion over the President's request. These resources will provide health care and other important benefits earned by U.S. service members. This bill provides $78.3 billion to support medical treatment and health care, including $8.6 billion for mental health, including funds to prevent veteran suicide, $861 million for the Caregivers Program, $400 million for opioid misuse prevention and treatment, and $270 million for rural health initiatives. The bill also includes funds to prevent veterans' homelessness, invest in innovative medical research, eliminate the claims backlog, provide for state extended care facility construction, and support the Board of Veterans' Appeals efforts to address the growing appellate backlog. The bill provides $10.3 billion to support military construction and family housing needs, a $228 million increase over last year's level. This will fund a total of 169 military construction projects that restore warfighter readiness and increase the lethality of our installations. These projects support bed down of new platforms such as the F-35 and the KC-46 and provide investments that support nuclear deterrence and air superiority. Pier replacements and dry dock improvements will add capability and enhance mission readiness. Improvements to airfields, ranges, and maintenance and training facilities will contribute to current and future force readiness. This bill also provides resources to improve the quality of life for service members and for their families. It provides $1.6 billion to provide homes and related housing services to service members and their families living on our installations around the world, $388 million to improve schools, and $366 million for hospitals and medical clinics. We were also able to address $498 million worth of construction priorities identified in the service's unfunded priority lists, which will allow the services to fund their highest priority unfunded projects. The bill contains $921 million for overseas contingency operations and the European Deterrence Initiative to improve infrastructure and facilities throughout the European theater to help our allies deter further Russian aggression and address threats from the Middle East and North Africa. In summary, Madam President, this is a good bill. It was reported out of committee without a single dissenting vote, and I hope we will have unanimous support when we vote on final passage. I ask my colleagues to support this bill. I would like to thank Senators Shelby and Leahy for their support in putting this bill together, and again, would like to thank Senator Schatz and his staff for working with us in such a bipartisan and cooperative manner. And of course, my staff for all of their efforts and the hard work that it takes to put something of this magnitude together. With that, Madam President, I yield back.